Schedule C. Let's talk about that home business. If I remember correctly, this was for the spouse, principal business or profession. I think it was childcare is what we were working on. Business code. If you click on this, it'll give you a list of all the business codes. And, you know, one of the things about I like about the software being forms-based is that you can use one of my favorite tools, Control F, for find. So now, you know, if you need to find a particular type of business code, you can use the number, you could use the description. It's going to search through everything using this Control F or for Control Find, you know. So let's see what we can find here. Child, and there we go. As simple as that. You click on it, and there we go. Some programs, you know, they're not as intuitive when it comes to finding that information. But with that Control F, as in Frank, to do the find, I think it's pretty easy to do that. Business name I'll leave blank because, you know, I would say that this is her home kind of like business. She doesn't really have an official name. Definitely doesn't have an employer ID. I will say that she does it, enter in her home address for that. Enter in zip code. I will say that they just use cash. They did materially participate in that. Yes, that. And what else is needed typically for Schedule C? Oh, yes, was your investment in this business at risk? In most cases, yes. And you'll notice at the bottom we have some pages here that we have to complete, or at least take a look at. I mean, we haven't even entered in the wages or the income yet for this. That's on the next page, so I'll click on Next here. Gross sales. Let's say, I forget exactly what it was. Let's enter in 2,000. Oops, not that much. 2,000. And any expenses that they may have had for this home business, you can enter that information here. And also the assets, very common when using the Schedule C. If they have any assets that they need to add, that's near the bottom. Go here, click the link below to add an asset for depreciation. So let's do that. Let's add a couple of assets here that they've purchased. Description of the asset. Let's say that they bought a crib for their home child care service. It was placed into service in 2015 February. And the class of asset, that'll determine, you know, the depreciation amounts, so, or the lifespan of the depreciation. I think furniture and fixtures will do it for that one. And then the cost of that asset. How much did that crib cost? Let's say it was maybe $250, $250 for the state. And there we are. And in most cases, if it's just a basic asset that you're doing, this is really all you have to do. The program will take care of the depreciation itself. There are some other options here. If it's a sale or any of these other kind of like situations that may apply, you can enter that info here. But other than that, you can click Save at this point, and we are good. If we look at the bottom here, there's our crib, and you could add any additional assets that you may need to using this link here. Very straightforward when it comes to that. Now, let's say that they have a vehicle as well. I'll move forward. Cost of goods sold, you know, if that's the case, you could enter the information there. But on the fourth page, that's where we could enter in vehicle mileage if they did use their vehicle for their home business. So let's enter in some dates here. When the vehicle was placed into service, the miles driven, let's say 20,000. Commuting miles, those do not depreciate. You can't claim those miles. So we'll get rid of some of that. There we are. And miles for other uses if that were the case. And then some other questions. We do have to fill out these questions to make sure that this is complete. Was your vehicle available during off hours? In other words, you know, did they use this vehicle for their business and also for personal use? I'll say that, yeah, they were doing that. Do they have another vehicle? I'll say no for that one. But, you know, you would answer these questions depending on the situation of the taxpayer. Do you have evidence to support your deductions? We'll choose yes for that. And is this evidence written? You definitely want to choose yes for that, assuming that that's the situation, right? And then we have other areas for other vehicles if that's the case. But at this point, I will say it's just the one car. We'll click on Save, and we're good when it comes.